Mazal Tov, and welcome to our Kalan and Chatan, to Elizabeth and Blair. Welcome to your chuppah, to this amazing and incredible moment in your lives. Mazal Tov, and welcome to our Kalan al Chatan, to Elizabeth and Blair. Welcome to your chuppah, to this amazing and incredible moment in your lives. We're about to begin the Jewish wedding ceremony, which in Hebrew is referred to as the Seder Kiddushin, the order of the holiness. And we're familiar with that word from the Kiddush ritual, which we recite on Friday evenings, when we sanctify the dimension of time on Shabbat. Weddings are also called Kiddushin because they also sanctify. This time, we sanctify a relationship, which is what we're about to do. Take your incredible relationship and join the two of you, Keda'at Moshe v'Yisrael, according to the laws and traditions of Moses and the Jewish people. We're standing here beneath your brand new talit, Blair. This is yours. And the Bible tells us that the home of Abraham and Sarah was open at all times and on all four sides. Elizabeth and Blair, we hope the two of you build a home like Abraham and Sarah, filled with love, filled with light, filled with joy, and may it be always open to your guests and to your family members. As we stand here on this most significant day of your lives, we recall with profound appreciation the family members that are no longer with us in person. Elizabeth, your paternal grandparents, Sylvia and Abe, Bobby and Papa, and your maternal grandfather, Grandpa Nathan, whom you shared with us special to you. We welcome your grandmother, Rosalind. Everyone give her a wave together and a shout. We welcome your grandmother, Rosalind Grieblos, who's just shy of her 98th birthday. Your maternal grandmother, we wish her a long life of health and happiness. Who's joining via FaceTime in her home in Atlanta.
Back up.
She's backing up.
Okay. She looks gorgeous.
Can you see me, Graham?
Thanks, Ma.
Yeah.
You can see me?
She looks gorgeous.
Oh, Graham, I miss you so much.
Could she hold her wedding with me too?
This was real. Oh,
I miss you so much.
and you look happy.
I am happy, Grandma. Minus you not being here.
Where's Blair?
I haven't seen Blair yet. I love you, Grandma, and I love your video. Nancy played it for me.
And Blair, we recall your paternal grandparents, Jessica and James Douglas, and your maternal grandfather, Harold Trock. We welcome your grandma, Betty, who's still celebrating with us. We also mention your uncle, Morton Sorkin, who was sadly missed. Each of them, in their own special way, had tremendous impact on the two of you, and they're surely with us together in spirit. When this ancient ceremony began, thousands of years ago, there were no cell phones, there were no tweets, there were no Facebook notifications, nothing to interrupt the ladies and gentlemen who joined us. Please silence your devices, unless of course you're live tweeting, and I'm told that the Instagram hashtag is the Blair Liz Project. In a moment, I'm going to recite two prenuptial blessings, the blessings of thanks and praise. To God for giving us the holiness of marriage. And reciting these two blessings, we're bringing God's holiness into your marriage. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu mitzvah v'tzivanu al harayot v'asar lanu et ha'arusot v'yitir lanu et hanesot lanu deichupa v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael ha'idei chupa v'kiddushin. I'd like to call the two witnesses to come forward. Although everybody here this afternoon, this evening, is observing the ceremony, two specific and very special witnesses have been appointed to the exclusion of all others to establish his marriage. Please step up, don't be shy. You have the ring? Great. The Ketubah, the Jewish document of marriage, was completed moments before the ceremony. Beautiful document.
One letter that's missing. Anybody know what letter is missing? They know. No? Kuf. Close. Kuf. So we're going to complete the Kuf. We're going to then ask two witnesses to come and oversee the contract being signed, the Ketubah, and then we're going to have the Vadekin ceremony, and then everyone's invited to stay around and relax or exit and make their way to the ceremony at 6 p.m. sharp. As the drinks get poured, let's join together. Simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov. Hey Manu, hey Manu, hey Manu, Kol Yisrael. Hey Manu, hey Manu, Kol Yisrael. Anyone know why we break a plate? Something we borrowed from the Greek tradition. That was a joke. The Tanaim ceremony typically happened about a year before the chuppah happened back in Europe in the shtetl, and it was really the engagement conditions that brought the couple and brought them together. It signifies nowadays that neither side has any reason not to celebrate, not to be excited for this to happen. I'm going to hand the plate over to the mothers. Take a glass. Unless you can food, I
Come on, it's hard.
Question first, last one, like
document standing here. In it set forth explicitly and implicitly our mutual obligations to love, to honor, to cherish, and to care for each other as it befits a Jewish husband and wife. A similar document was used at the weddings of your parents, your grandparents, and all of our ancestors for over 2,000 years. In accordance with the tradition, which is as age-old as the Ketubah, the document itself, is placed by the Chatan, by you, Blair, into the hands of the Kala, to Elizabeth, to be retained for her as long as God grants her life, and may He grant both of you a very long and happy life together. The Ketubah was completed just moments before the ceremony, and it's written in ancient Aramaic, and unless anybody here is fluent in ancient Aramaic, I'm going to read an abridged version in the English. The bridegroom made the following declaration to his bride: "Be my wife according to the law of Moses and Israel. I faithfully promise that I will be a true husband unto you. I will honor and cherish you. I'll protect and support you. I'll provide all that is necessary for your sustenance in accordance to all the usual customs of Jewish husbands, including a platinum American Express card." A black card, sorry. A black American Express card. I take upon myself all such further obligations for your maintenance as are prescribed by our religious statutes. And the bride, listen up, bride, has entered this holy covenant with affection and sincerity, and has thus taken upon herself the fulfillment of all the duties incumbent upon a Jewish wife. The covenant of marriage is duly executed and witnessed this day according to the usage of Israel. Today is Rosh Chodesh Elul, the Jewish month, the first of the month, that serves as the final lead-up to the high holiday season. And our sages teach us that the month of Elul, which precedes the new year, is meant to be one of spiritual preparation, introspection, and reflection. And the customs that we add to our daily prayer service are aimed at assisting us in this process, and they serve as daily reminders that the new year is around the corner. And the month of Elul is known for many acronyms based on the Hebrew letters Aleph, Lamed, Vav, Lamed. And one of the most well-known acronyms is Ani LeDodi Vedodi Li, which loosely translates as I am in my beloved is mine, taken from the famous Song of Songs, Shir HaShirim, which explores the relationship between God and Israel through the metaphor of love between a bride and a groom. Elizabeth and Blair, the two of you embody King Solomon's words. A wedding is considered to be a personal Yom Kippur for the bride and groom, a day when the bride and groom reflect, introspect, and retrospect about the journey of their lives and the milestone of embarking upon the continued journey in partnership with their new spouse. And the Talmud in Tractate Yevamot states that when a person gets married, all of his and her sins are absolved. The new entity of husband and wife is a changed unit from who you were yesterday as individuals, and as such you bear no sins, and you approach this day as pure and holy beings. Yom Kippur is often thought as a very sad day, a day of fasting, a day of afflicting our souls. But Yom Kippur is not a sad day at all. In fact, similar to a wedding, it's a day that's infused with joy and exhilaration as it bears an intensity and a magnitude of humility and anticipation. While J-Date was the mechanism that introduced each of you to one another initially, it was truly a series of serendipitous meetings in the streets of Chelsea, New York, that pushed the two of you to date and take each other seriously. And it was one morning in 2015, which I'm sure neither of you will forget. Elizabeth, the new, freshly minted resident of Chelsea, hits the streets bright and early one morning, in her PJs I should say, in search of her morning cup of joe, and runs straight into Blair. Again, but being that it was a third chance meeting, you felt that this was not just a random sighting, you felt something else was going on. And I'm told that it was Blair's caring and kind touch that sealed the deal for Elizabeth, who was sick at home one day with the flu, and Blair arranged Remendi's chicken soup and chopped liver to be delivered. Not to mention a thoughtful, handwritten note to accompany, and as we say, the rest was history. Elizabeth, when I asked Blair to share what he most cherishes about you, he shares how he adores your appetite for adventure, your amazing sense of humor, which comes out of the most unexpected places, your amazingly huge heart, and the fact that simply everybody is in love with you. He feels so lucky that somehow he got you to love him back. He cherishes that you come from a loving family that has strong Jewish roots and appreciates your southern upbringing. He says you're down to earth, filled with love, so refreshingly different from the New Yorkers around him. And Blair, when I asked Elizabeth what she cherishes most about you, and she said, and I quote, "Wow, where do I begin?" She loves the way you make her laugh. She loves that you could talk to anyone, anytime. She appreciates your knowledge about everything and adores when she hears you laughing across the other side of the room. You have an amazing ability to make her relaxed and calm, and despite being staunchly independent her entire life, you take care of her like nobody else can. My blessing to the two of you is that the two of you should be blessed on your wedding as a personal Yom Kippur, and in just a few weeks in the midst of your honeymoon in South Africa as a communal Yom Kippur, with a year and a life of blessing, of connectivity to each other in our tradition, passion and love. May you continue to inspire and model that majesty of integrity of a husband and wife relationship. Ani ledodi vedodi li. I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine. A relationship that encompasses beauty, integrity, sharing, learning, joy, laughter, and religious growth. Mazal. By the authority vested in me as a rabbi in Israel, and because of the formula of marriage which you as the Chatan pronounce, while placing a ring on the Kala's finger in the presence of two proper witnesses, I pronounce you husband and wife in accordance with the law of Moses and Israel. We're not finished yet. It's good to be excited. Before we conclude the final step of the wedding process, as a Kohen, as a priest, I'd like to send you off with a priestly blessing. Yevrecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may the Lord bless you and safeguard you. May the Lord make His face shine light upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift His shining face upon your shining faces and for bless the two of you with peace. Allow me to share a few final thoughts. I'm sure many here are familiar with the custom of breaking a glass, which officially concludes the end of the wedding ceremony. As we stand here this evening, united with joy and happiness, we recognize that there's still a piece of hurt. There's still a sadness that we're reminded of daily, as there is not yet peace in the land of Israel or the temple in Jerusalem. And I know how significant Israel is to the two of you, the country you chose to announce your engagement to the rest of the world. If I don't set Jerusalem above my highest of joys, even in these moments of great joy, we cannot forget that although we have Jerusalem, there won't be eternal happiness until there is eternal peace.
Favorite sister.
When you legs don't work like they and I can't do what we do. Will your mouth with your eyes? Loving you till you're 17. Baby, my every girl is 23. I think about people born in love in this mysterious way. Maybe it's just part of the plan. Every single day, I just want to tell you I care. Party now. Take me your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of the thousand stars. Place your hand on my beating heart. I live by heart. And my head over. How they look out there, buddy? There's a crowd don't remember my name. With my hand on things way. I know you. Look at him. So never go. Oh, this I will breathe. Baby, you're memory, blind and never free. I think about people fall in love in this mysterious way. Baby, it's just part of the
The head blue ribbon came. Love it. I'll be back.